Isn't that fucking adorable?
Okay, so I've had several questions about this thing. What is that gun you shoot when you're laying on the ground? Well, this is what it is. This is what I have built. It's called, well, it's called the American AR-RPK, commonly known as just a little civilian squad rifle. So before I get too far into details of it, I'll kind of tell you what it exactly is, but I won't tell you how to build it. So the trigger in it is what I have in this thing right now is a Watt trigger. It's a drop-in trigger. It's got 2 pins. It's literally just a drop-in trigger. So if you know, you know. The buffer spring I'm running is the Geisley Automatic Super 42. Downside, it is like $73. And there's a lot of people that make fun of that price. So I have a H3 buffer in mind. Do I need an H3? I do not, actually. I just never have taken it out. But an H2 buffer is actually what would probably make it run slightly better. The 100 round drum on it. Yeah, make sure it's well lubed. It'll run it, but it gotta make sure it's well lubed. It's kind of like sex. If you know, you know. These Surefire D60 mags are totally 29 round mags, by the way. Totally 100%. I would never say 60 just because it's a model number. But yeah, these actually run the best. These 29 round D60 mags by Surefire are what really loves to cycle to this thing the best. But the bipod I have on here, I was looking for one on Magpul's website. They have the one on here, and it's a pain in the a-hole to find. And I was actually at the gun show when I found this one for $70, and on Magpul's website, the one they had was like $130, $140 or so. But I found this one, and I actually really like this one. So I wish I would show it about more, because it hooks up to a Picatinny rail, and it's not an M-LOK what Magpul has. So it's a Chinese clone, of course, but I don't know, and I can't find it anywhere else. So there's that. That's a headache. The optic itself is the Holosun 510C. It's actually a very good optic. It's solar as well. I dearly enjoy these optics. I have how about I got like 7 of these things by this point. But yeah, that is also a 29 round drum mag for YouTube and their algorithm. If you know, you know. As far as the charging handle, it's just a mil-spec one. There's nothing extra to it. The stock it's also a clone stock of something else. These on both sides are for holding batteries, aka Skittles, if you know, you know again. But yeah, so now let's jump over here to the kit I'd be running if I ever had to use this rifle in a real world scenario besides the flat range or hog hunting, to say, aka tyrants. This is a pretty simple chest rig I have ordered off Amazon. It's not much. I bet this thing cost me $30, if that. But here, this pouch, this would be my right side. This is my left hand. This is just a flashlight, just so I can navigate myself around. Here in the front, I have 6 pistol mags. These are for a Glock. But yeah, so pretty basic. This P mags in the front. And then I have 6 P mags that are 29 rounds, hashtag plus 11, if you can do mental math in your head on the go. There you go. But yeah, so I have 6 of those. There's a slot in the center of them. However, though, right here, you can cut out, or you can pull out whatever, if you understand what I'm saying. You can take that out, and you can run them Surefire D60s, though, because it's totally just the model number. And you can run those instead of the two 29 plus 11s. But I don't know, the math seemed better this way. Come on over here. This is a smoke grenade or a flashbang pouch. This right here I have as a M14 pouch. It's a smoke grenade. So yeah, here's that one. Just one white. I believe that one's a white smoke and all that. And I have a M15 smoke grenade as well here. This is a large. So if you ever get into a situation where you need to break contact, that is how. Pop a couple cans, beat out the back. But yeah, so now getting into why did I build this gun and what's the point and purpose of it? Well, I don't know. I still have a very firm belief that if you know, have a quote unquote democracy, you should be able to back the democracy up, especially with the Constitution. So if you look at the way the U.S. Constitution is wrote, the First Amendment is backed up by the Second, which is obviously firearms. So in the modern day, I think more American citizens should have these, and they should not fear jail. Instead, they should be more happy to see and meet God. But that's my view. I'm a little bit more aggressive than a lot of guys, obviously. So this thing is 100% legal, by the way. The trigger kit's illegal. It's a FRT. It's if you get that reference. But yeah, no, it's definitely a pretty sweet firearm. A 30 or 29 plus 1 round mag goes to this thing in about a second and a half. If that gives you an idea of rates of fire. As far as distance of fire, that's a 5.56 with it's a 20-inch barrel with a 1.7 twist. And the first I've shot this thing is about 300 or so meters, and it's pretty consistent at that. Even that's with just an optic. So things to keep in mind. But if you want to build one of these, it costs me roughly 2K. Roughly 2K. But however, I have a full-on squad rifle, and this is what you really want if you're going to be laying down suppressive fire. If you have one of these, but you suppress it, it cycles even better and faster, and it just runs better. So there's that. This is it. This is the American AR-RPK, aka squad rifle, or civilian build. But yeah, so if you want to be your little Red Dawn civilian, this is what you need to fight off the Russians, the Chinese, the communist takeover, or those blue helmets marching around. It's great for dispatching. But be sure and like, subscribe, and I'll post more of these toys I have, and you can kind of get an idea of what I'm playing with, because these are all things that are, I would say, the more average common man can build and have, compared to what a lot of people see on YouTube, and they're like, oh my god, that M16 or that M4, that's 30 grand. Well, this is 20 grand, and it'll get you a handful of M16s or M4s if used correctly, or the FAMAS or anything else. So there's something, and there's that cat. There's that cat. Like, that thing is just weird. But yeah, this is the American AR-RPK civilian squad rifle. So like, subscribe. If you have comments, just ask questions, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. But yeah, and I'll show more fun stuff like these.